And now I'd like to welcome a very special lady to the stage. She is the Vice President of Sustainability and Strategic Initiatives for S&D Coffee and Tea. She is a board member for the SCAA, World Coffee Research, and Grounds for Health. And I have to say, she's one of my personal coffee heroes. Ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Tracy Ging.
Hey, where's the drum?
It is my honor to introduce the 2015 SAA Portrait Country, Ethiopia. You know, I've never met a coffee professional who, when I talk to them about their career in coffee and what made them fall in love with coffee, who doesn't mention at least one, if not several, cups of Ethiopian coffee that changed the way they view specialty coffee, that showed them what specialty coffee is. And so we invited some of those professionals to share their love for Ethiopian coffee. And I'll just add my personal love letter to Ethiopia for giving birth, literally. So we have this. For your hospitality when I visited, for showing me, teaching me about ceremony, and for your beautiful coffee people. Thank you.
Coffee is, I believe, one of the most powerful things in the world, and the fact that it started there, it was almost like it was an outpouring of the heart of the world happening for the people from Ethiopia. So thank you. Thank you, Ethiopia, for sharing this gift.
Ethiopian coffees changed the game for me.
First time I tasted a Yirgacheffe was a really tasted a Yirgacheffe was a seminal moment in my coffee career, because then I understood what flavor descriptors were all about.
I think it's the one coffee where non-coffee people can really see the difference.
Especially people who say they historically don't like coffee. I think they just haven't had the right cup yet, and a lot of times that cup of Ethiopia is the right cup.
There's so much fruit, there's so much citrus.
And that opens the door to a conversation about coffee's nature as a fruit and the discovery of coffee in the forests of Ethiopia.
That burst of aromatics is what can draw you into the cup and what can really distinguish it from any other coffee you're about to experience.
Something's going on in this cup of coffee that isn't what I'm used to. And I put the coffee down and I go, Celeste, there are berries in here. Like, what? No, there's no way this is real. And at that point, I realized that everything I knew was great, but there was so much I didn't know, thanks to Ethiopian coffees.
It's just different. And even within Ethiopia, there's so many different regions that just taste different from each other.
It gave me that first understanding for what coffee really is and what it could be.
And it's always sort of like it's like a treasure hunt to find like that one coffee that I can just drink all the time, forever.
There's not one set profile for taste descriptors. They can be very light and tea-like and citrusy, but can also be very big-bodied and fruity. And
roast can really accentuate or transform some of those flavors, and that's what's so exciting about Ethiopian coffee, is that you can do so many different things either by themselves or in blending that delivers a coffee that is unlike anything else in the world.
It has a little bit of everything in it, and that's because everything came from Ethiopia in the first place. You're at the center of origin of coffee and culture and music and our species.
Ethiopia defined, continues to redefine, and transcend what it means to have an experience in a cup.
Starting in coffee, I was always curious to know why coffees tasted different from one another and why they tasted the way they did, and coffees like Ethiopia sparked that curiosity and enthusiasm about it.
I consider it like a tool bag, as a tool in my bag as a barista. You know, anytime someone's coming in like, hey, I heard you guys have good stuff. Like, what do you got? I just whip out my Ethiopian coffee, and like every time they're pumped.
If Ethiopian coffee was a dance, I picture a dance where there's like 100 different dancers that swarm the stage, and they're all doing different dance movements, but yet it all fits together, and from someone watching the dance, it just looks like this beautiful motion. Even though they're all doing different things, it all just kind of flows and works together.
If Ethiopian coffee was a dance, it would be all of the dances.
It'd be a very happy dance.
I think if Ethiopia were a dance, it'd be that I don't care, throwing your body around style dance. And
for me, Ethiopian coffee is less dance and more musical, because it's coffee that can really rise up and support and make all that come to life.
Could be like a really classic ballroom waltz, or Ethiopian coffee could be dancing to some booty music. Like, it could be getting down too. It's classy, but it's also funky. So Ethiopian coffee does what it wants.
It would definitely be the Beyonce's Dance from Single Ladies. Because it's true, if you love it, you should put a ring on it, because like, that's special coffee.
Thank you for turning so many people onto coffee as a beverage, as well as me onto a career.
Amaseganalo. Thank you, Ethiopia.
Thank you, Ethiopia.
Thank you, Ethiopia, and we love you, and we love your coffee.
Thank you, Ethiopia, for reminding us to honor our heritage.
Thank you, Ethiopia.
I do what I do because of the adoration of what I know in coffee and what I know in the people who grow coffee. And this is the land of the beginning for us all. So, Amaseganalo.
And please welcome State Minister of Trade, His Excellency Jakob Yala.
Excellencies, board members of the Specialty Coffee Association of America, Mr. Rick Renard, Chief Executive Officer of the Specialty Coffee Association of America, distinguished delegates from various countries and organizations, dear participants, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of my government, my delegates, and my own, first of all, I would like to convey my warmest appreciation and gratitude to the Specialty Coffee Association of America for having honored my country, Ethiopia, to be portrait country for the third time in history of SCAS exposition. Our theme as a portrait country is Ethiopia, origin, and diversity. Ethiopia attaches special importance to the port country privilege. To mention few, this is unique chance to showcase Ethiopia's diverse flavors, from the birthplace of coffee to the hometown of specialty coffee, Seattle. It is a chance for us to strengthen relationships and establish new partnership and its relevance to the preparation of 4th World Coffee Conference my country is hosting. Dear participants, the government of Ethiopia is determined to extricate the country from abject poverty and has designed a development conducive policies and strategies so as to achieve rapid economic growth capable of taking out the country from the past bad image. Ethiopia has shown a remarkable double-digit growth, economic growth, for the past 11 consecutive years. This made Ethiopia to become one of the fastest growing economies in the world. Currently, the government of Ethiopia has been concluding a 5-year plan known as Growth and Transformation Plan, aimed at annual growth between 11 to 15% to achieve its objective of eradicating poverty from the country, targeting to reach at middle income level by 2015. In Ethiopia, coffee is not a quick pickup and not a cup of something to grab on the run. Rather, its ceremonies. Drinking is a time to exchange news and well-wishing with friends and relatives, to express respect to elders, and to appreciate the blessing of coffee, the blessing of life. Coffee is most widely consumed stimulant beverage in Ethiopia. About 50% of the total produce is consumed locally. The annual per capita consumption of coffee in Ethiopia is about 2.4 kilograms. This is comparable to the consumption level of the leading coffee consuming countries. Most Ethiopian coffees are identified by their distinct and characteristic flavor, aroma, or taste. In fact, since both geographical and flavor appearances are not yet fully known, many more invaluable entries are awaiting for further research. The economic value of coffee is tremendous, as more than 15 million people derive their livelihoods from the coffee industry. Coffee also contributes to the lion's share of export earnings of the country, contributing to more than 24% of the total export earning in the year 2013-14. Finally, since Ethiopia is hosting the 4th World Coffee Conference in March 2016, I would like to take this opportunity to highlight Ethiopia's incredible touristic experiences. As such, Ethiopia's sheer scale of physical beauty, proud and colorful culture, wonderful climate, ancient and medieval monuments, and its natural and man-made beauties are additional attractions. I therefore invite you all to come and enjoy it. I thank you all for your kind attention. Thank you very much.